Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Ordinary Boy Boxing channel. Now in today's video it's going to be my review of the fight that happened this Saturday, just gone, between WBC champion and Lineal heavyweight champion Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora. The fight went down on the 3rd of December 2022 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. On the line was the WBC Championship and the Lineal title. Going into the fight, Derek Chisora was 33 wins, 12 losses and 0 draws against Tyson Fury with 32 wins, 0 losses and 1 draw. The previous three for each opponent, so Tyson Fury, last fight was against Dillian Whyte, in which he won by TKO in round 6. Before that was the two fights with Wilder. One where he won by KO in round 11 and the previous one he won by TKO in round 7. Going on to Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora's last three outings, so his last fight was a split decision win against Pulev. Before that he had 2 losses against Parker, one by unanimous decision and one by split decision. Sorry. So going into the fight, Derek Chisora was a massive underdog. I did my quick pick video before the fight in which I felt that Derek Chisora, who's very durable, would obviously lose, but I thought he'd go to the end of the fight, so I thought he'd lose by knockout in rounds 10, 11 or 12. I did get a few comments and messages on this telling me that people didn't think that Chisora would last as long as that. But most people seem to be in agreement that this was Tyson Fury's fight to win. I did do a little poll on my YouTube channel leading into the fight, asking people to pick who would win between Fury and Chisora. The results come fight night was 85% of you thought that Tyson Fury would win and 15% of you thought that Chisora would win. So going into the fight, the stadium, it was hard to tell how full it was. They were saying that 50,000 people were there. That could well have been the case, and maybe spread out a little bit. You know, they can do a lot with cameras and lighting and stuff like that. It sold more than I actually predicted it would. I thought they'd struggle to even sell 50,000, so it did do well, especially in December, and especially against an opponent like Chisora. So that is kind of, you know, it does acknowledge that Tyson Fury is a good seller. The pay-per-view I think was $26.95, very expensive pay-per-view for this fight. I'll be interested to see how well that did. Obviously those results aren't out yet. So going on to the fight, obviously both men entered the ring. Fury with a mirage of different songs as he was coming in, including Football's Coming Home, which was a strange one. Obviously I know England are playing, but it was a bit random, but that is Tyson Fury. So at the end of the ring they did the introductions and the fight began. Round 1, so nice pace from Chisora to start with. Almost lands flush and overhand right very early in the first round. Good jabs to the midsection from Chisora as well in round 1. Fury did reply with a flurry of punches. When I watched the fight on Saturday night, without scoring it properly, I felt like Chisora just edged that first round. Re-watching it today and scoring it, I'd actually edge it to Fury. So I give round 1 a 10-9 to Tyson Fury. On to round 2, Chisora mainly throwing 2 kinds of punches, a jab to the midsection and a wild overhand right. Fury was starting to time Chisora coming in round 2, and he was starting to judge the distance already. Not a good sign he's already doing this by round 2. A lot of holding in this round from both men, and towards the end of the round Chisora was backed into the corner and taking a lot of punches. I thought it could even be over in round 2, but obviously Chisora was a lot more durable than that, although he did lose round 2 as well, so that's a 10-9 to Tyson Fury in round 2. On to round 3, Chisora already looking a bit wobbly here. I think Fury was thinking the end is coming already. Chisora was taking heavy punches in the corner. It was all Fury, really. I nearly scored this round a 10-8 to Fury, but to me, Chisora just did enough. He was still throwing just enough and coming forward for me to give it a 10-9. So in round 3, it's a 10-9 to Tyson Fury. Onto round 4, Chisora now focusing on the body more. I'd imagine this was instructions given to him from the corner. Fury working behind the jab more in this round. And smothering any work that Chisora was trying to do on the inside. He's very, very good at that. Slowest pace in round 3, but Fury still dominating. So in round 4. So Fury still dominating in round 4. So round 4 was a 10-9 to Tyson Fury. On to round 5. Chisora still having moments of looking unsteady on his feet, with the really quick, accurate punches coming from Fury. Not a lot to say, much of the same in round 5, apart from Chisora now at this point is just becoming a moving punch bag for Tyson Fury. So in round 5, another Tyson Fury round is 10-9 to Tyson Fury in round 5. On to round 6, Chisora still coming forward. A lot of credit for Chisora's heart, but he's just getting battered every time he tries to close the distance. Sneaky short little punches coming in from Fury, I'm noticing now in round 6, as well as obviously the punches from distance that he was having success with as well, so he's mixing it up a bit. In round 6 again, 10-9 to Tyson Fury. Round 7, a bit of success here to the body for Chisora, but a lot of holding and leaning coming from Fury. He likes to do this in fights. More of the same though that we've seen throughout the fight. A lot of success from Fury. I'll give Chisora credit, a lot of bravery from him to keep coming forward and trying to throw the punches and land. Towards the end of the round, Chisora's eye was starting to close as well, which was a bit worrying. Again, much of the same. Round 7 is a 10-9 to Tyson Fury. On to round 8, Fury now, you can see him trying to go for the KO a bit more. Referee starting to now look concerned for Chisora. Vicious punches landing from Fury in this round. I wrote this here, how is Chisora still upright at this point and able to come forward? Impressed with that. Chisora now also starting to bleed from the mouth. He's starting to look a bit of a mess in round 8. Again, round 8, 10-9 to Tyson Fury. Round 9, more of the same. Even when Chisora lands now, it's not. You can see it's not got the power on it that it did at the beginning. Realistically, this fight's been over now for quite a while. Over competitively anyway. If Chisora, even when Chisora, I think Chisora landed a right, I think it was, and you can see the snap line in it. If Chisora now, even when he's landing, can't hurt Fury, then there's no chance of him winning this fight, because realistically he's never going to win on points. It was going to be a lucky one punch, and even when that punch isn't hurting Fury, what chance has he got? Obviously another Fury round. Chisora legs now looking a bit all over the place, especially towards the end of the round. So round 9, I gave this a 10-9 to Tyson Fury. On to round 10. Referee, before round 10 started, referee went over to Don Charles, Chisora's trainer. Couldn't hear what they said, but I'd imagine he's saying about ending the fight. Don Charles dismissed the referee. Throughout round 10, referee is just staring at Chisora at this point. More of the same, and then finally at the end, the referee's seen enough and waves it off. So Fury wins in round 10 by a referee stoppage. Up to this point, I'd scored it 90-81 for Tyson Fury. At this point, usually I would show the official scorecard to compare it. I can't actually find that scorecard anywhere online. I would imagine that they have it all the same as me. I gave every round to Tyson Fury, or they could have gave the first round to Derek Chisora, but I'd imagine they were all leading the same way, which was a unanimous decision to Tyson Fury had it gone to points. Some notes for the fight. Hell of a chin shown from Chisora. Even at this age, he's still got that granite chin and that durability. Fury leaning on Chisora a lot, trying to wear him down and hugging him. He does this a lot in fights. It's part of Fury's game plan for any fight, really. Chisora's head movement was a lot better than I expected it to be, so that's a positive for him. I think he'd worked on that a lot leading up to this fight, was his head movement. But it wasn't enough to stop him getting punched. Probably his head movement actually made him last as long as he did. Really, Fury could have dictated this fight just by using his range, but he wanted to go for the knockout and he knew he could, so I think that's why you saw him mixing it up a bit more. So yeah, that was the fight. It's pretty much what I predicted. I predicted rounds 10, 11, 12 knockout. We got a round 10 referee stoppage. It was what we all expected. There's not a lot to say. Some positives were that Chisora lasted a lot longer than people thought he would. Obviously, I thought he'd last longer. I've always thought he's quite durable. So yeah, that's a positive. Fair play to Chisora. He could have been out in round 2 and he's still going to get paid the same. But he didn't. He did go for it as much as he was able to do. Where do both men go now? So after the fight, Usyk was obviously ringside with Joe Joyce. Fury and Usyk had an exchange. It's a bit panto. Fury would just call in Usyk ugly and 15 stone middleweight and gappy teeth, and Usyk was just staring at him. At the end, oh, and Joe Joyce come up and went, "What about me?" And he was like, "Oh, let's do everyone. Let's all fight." It's all very Fury. It's all, you know, you saw at the end after the exchange when I think they thought the cameras had gone off them. They were like shaking hands and laughing. So I don't think there's any malice in it. So yeah, and from what they were saying, that does look next year's Fury's path. He's either going to fight Usyk or he'll fight Joe Joyce. Fury Usyk, I've said before, I think it's probably a bit of a boring fight. And I think Joyce for Fury is probably the harder fight of the two. I'd be more interested. I do want to see an undisputed champion, obviously. But I wouldn't mind Fury Joyce. That'd be an okay fight. As for Chisora, you know, I thought Chisora should have retired like 10 years ago. I hope this is it for him. But I have a feeling that it won't be. He likes to fight, and this is the way he makes money. I was kind of hoping at the end of that fight he would retire, but he didn't, which makes me think, you know, if we don't hear in the next couple of weeks that Chisora's retired, we could well see him next year, which I don't want to see. I think it's enough now. You know, it's enough. I don't want to see him seriously injured. And if he went in with someone like Wilder, someone who punches harder than Fury, I would worry for him. So yeah, I mean, as I said, the fight was what it was. We all knew the result before the first bell had gone. There's been shocks in boxing, but I couldn't see this being a shock at all. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of the fight. Did you give Chisora any rounds? Did you give Chisora more than one round? Would you like to see Chisora carry on, or would you like to see him retire like myself? And where do you see Fury going next? Do you want to see Joe Joyce? Do you want to see Usyk? Do you want to see someone else? And do you think he struggles with either of those opponents going forward to next year? As always, thank you for watching the channel. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. We're nearing the 100 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed and you're enjoying the content, please do click subscribe. There'll be more videos like this and all manner of stuff on the channel for you to check out. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.